How's it going, everybody? If you are a resident here in Michigan and you have an auto insurance policy, this video is for you. Given the auto reform law that took place in 2020, there are still a lot of people that ask the question, did Michigan get rid of no-fault insurance? And it's definitely understandable because there is a lot of confusion still around what exactly changed and then what didn't change. So in this video, I want to discuss that. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, and if you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like, share, pass it along with anyone else as well. So first, to start, no, Michigan did not get rid of a no-fault insurance system. We still operate under it today. What changed in 2020 were some of the rules within that system, and it was specifically around the medical portion of the auto insurance policy, which is called the Personal Injury Protection Coverage section, also referred to as PIP coverage. And here's the basic idea around no-fault insurance. If you're injured in an auto accident, your own insurance company pays for your medical expenses and then some other related benefits, no matter who was at fault in the accident. And this is important because here in Michigan, the PIP coverage on your auto insurance is what pays for these medical expenses, not your health insurance. And again, the no-fault portion comes in that no matter who's at fault in the accident, your own insurance company pays these costs. And it's designed so that medical bills do get paid quickly without having to wait for lawsuits and having to determine who is at fault. Now, as far as the actual PIP coverage goes, before 2020, every auto insurance policy in Michigan had unlimited lifetime medical PIP coverage. Now, after the reform, you do have different options that you can choose from for this coverage, such as $250,000, $500,000, or certain options if you have Medicare or Medicaid, or potentially a qualified health plan, and you can look to coordinate coverage there. But this doesn't mean that no fault went away. It just means that you do have different coverage options that you can choose from specifically for PIP coverage. But I want to preface this with saying I still will always recommend people to go with the unlimited coverage option. It really is the safest option for everyone out there because no matter what other coverage limit option you choose, there still can be gaps in coverage. And also, it typically isn't that much more expensive to have unlimited PIP coverage in place versus another coverage option. And it's important to know you are legally required to make a PIP coverage selection. And then you're legally required to carry two other coverages as well. One is property protection insurance, sometimes referred to as PPI, and this pays for damage that you caused to somebody else's property and is typically automatically set at $1 million. And then there's bodily injury liability coverage. This protects you if you are sued for injuring somebody else. And even though we are in a no-fault state, you can get sued if you are in a serious accident. And let's say somebody's injuries exceed their PIP coverage, or there's pain and suffering, or other potential judgments or settlements that come from a lawsuit. Then there are certain other coverages that aren't necessarily legally required, but very important to carry on your auto insurance policy, like uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. And given the high rate of uninsured drivers here in Michigan, this is very important to have on your policy. And we always recommend matching this limit to whatever you have for your bodily injury coverage. Another part that does sometimes confuse people around no fault is how it applies to the damage for your own vehicle. So here in Michigan, under our system, you are responsible for the physical damage coverage for your own car. And this is where collision coverage will come into play. So collision helps cover the repair or replacement cost of your vehicle after it gets damaged in an auto accident. And this is even if you were not at fault in the accident. It's not required by law to carry this coverage, but a lot of times if you do have a loan or a lease on the vehicle, the lender, the leasing company, whoever it may be, will oftentimes require that you do have this coverage on your policy. Then there's also comprehensive coverage too, and this will cover things like fire, theft, vandalism, weather damage. So while PIP and bodily injury coverage will help with any potential injuries, comprehensive and collision will protect your actual vehicle. So even though the no-fault system has changed a little bit here in Michigan with the coverage options that you can choose from, really the core principles around it remain the same. You are covered for your own injuries by your own auto insurance company after an auto accident, no matter who is at fault. And while everyone's situation may be a little bit different, it is definitely important to understand how no fault actually works and to make sure that you do have the coverage in place that you need to properly protect yourself and your family. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your auto insurance or just insurance in general, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever's easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please feel free to reach out. I would love to see if I could help with those, or comment them below. Either way works. So thanks again.